So he has taken 3 trials. He can take one more trial also. That's why 4 cells are added. I will take 3 trials. So in the 3 trials, what he is doing is he will take the ratio V by I. Okay, we'll take the ratio V by I. That is 1 volt divided by 0.5 ampere. That is 1 by 0.5 is equal to 2. Right? Then 2 volt by 1 ampere. Again you will get 2. 3 volt divided by 1.5 ampere. Again you will get 2. So in the 3 cases you are getting the same answer, that is 2. So we can write V by I is equal to a constant by the experiment only. So Ohm got the result that potential difference is directly proportional to electric current. Okay, and the ratio of V by I is equal to a constant. Okay, so Ohm's law states that the potential difference V across any 2 points of the conductor is directly proportional to the electric current flowing through it. Okay, I repeat, the potential difference across 2 points of the conductor is directly proportional to the electric current passing through it, provided temperature remains constant. So that last provided temperature remains constant is also should be mentioned. Okay, so that is the one more point adding in the Ohm's law. Why we are adding that temperature term, I will explain in the further topics. Okay, so you got the result. Mathematically we can derive Ohm's law like this. So by studying the circuit, we got potential difference V is directly proportional to electric current, right? So and V by I, the ratio of voltage by potential difference by current is equal to a constant, right? That is what we got from the trials. So we can write that constant as R. Okay, this R is nothing but the resistance of the material. Okay, resistance of the material. R is a constant known as resistance of the material. Okay, so we can rearrange this formula such that V is equal to I into R. So this is the mathematical expression for Ohm's law. Okay, so nothing but he will draw the graph after taking those readings. He will draw the graphs here. Suppose this is 0.5, this is 1, this is 1.5. So you are getting here values 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, right? So 0.5 ampere for 1 volt, answer is 0.5 here, graph, first point. Then suppose it is 2 volt, then value is 1 ampere. So here is the second point. So third point is here 1.5. So while joining these 3 points, we will get a straight line passing through origin. Okay, so that gives the relation that potential difference is directly proportional to electric current. Okay, so as I told, R is nothing but the resistance of the material. The definition of resistance is nothing but resistance is the property of the material to resist the flow of charges through it. Okay, resistance is the property of the material to resist the flow of charges through it. Okay, the SI unit of resistance is ohm. Since it is derived from ohm, so the name is given as ohm. The Greek symbol used is this one, ohm. Okay, and from this expression only we will get one more expression for resistance, that is R is equal to V by I. Okay, R is equal to V by I. So from this only we can get, when we will get 1 ohm, suppose the potential difference across the 2 points of the conductor is 1 volt and electric current of 1 ampere is flowing through it, then we will get resistance equal to 1 ohm. That is 1 volt by 1 ampere is equal to 1 ohm. Okay, so next, from this formula only we can get R is inversely proportional to I, right? So resistance is inversely proportional to current. Suppose if I double the resistance, the current gets halved. Okay, similarly if I double the current, then the resistance gets halved. Okay, that is the relationship between resistance and current. If you increase the resistance, current will decrease. If you decrease the resistance, current will increase. Okay, based on that only we can divide the materials into three categories, that is good conductor, semiconductor and insulators. Okay, so good conductors having very less resistance, means they will pass very high current through them. Semiconductor means they are passing the current lesser than conductors. Okay, lesser than conductors. Then insulators means they will have high resistance for the flow of current. Okay, they will produce high resistance for the flow of current. Like that we can categorize three, that is conductors, semiconductors and insulators.